Happy Monday and welcome back to Be a Voice Radio with the team for Wisconsin Voices, as you know, holding it down because that's what we like to do. I'm Brian Sanders, lead organizer at Wisconsin Voices, here with my lovely co-host. I'll take my jacket off.
I'm Latoya with Wisconsin Voices.
I got white on the screen, so let's go with white.
Right.
No, it's black.
Especially for that Black History Month.
All day.
Go ahead, Jermaine. Do it, man. Give it to him, Jermaine.
What you mean, the Black History moment?
Yeah, give it to him.
All right, well, I give you Black History moment. Black History moment. We like to share this. Johnny Goatmouth Jones was the first black man to take his cable and run it to the next man pole and steal cable. This is a Black History moment. And you got to know your history.
Yeah,
Brought
right.
to you by A&J Liquor. Know your history.
So on a real Black History
We
note,
don't have nothing to do with that.
on a real Black History
Johnny
note,
Goatmouth Jones.
Johnny Goatmouth Jones.
Greatest of all time. I'm done. I'm done with you.
We will be giving a real Black History update to y'all today. Outside of the first black people in the community, in the hood, first to do things like run wires, but we got a few of those too. We have to come up with a few of those.
Man, I got a whole
Yeah. Hey, we do, before we get into it though, just want to say hi to everybody and hope y'all had a great weekend. I know this weekend the weather was up and down, but you know, it looks like it's getting.
Is you serious? The weather was beautiful.
No, it was up and down somewhere.
Yeah, because today
Why
it's
would you say
colder
that?
because it's 20 degrees colder than it was, or 10 degrees colder than it was the other few days.
Now
It's been cold. It's been the same.
Well, no, it was
We
one
didn't
day
have the
that it
sun
was
one day.
45 or something like that.
Yeah, it got
That wasn't the weekend though.
yeah, but
Was it Friday?
Yeah, but
I mean,
actually it was Thursday.
Thursday.
even yesterday it was warmer than it is today, I believe.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I swear it said 30.
It's
Today it's 20.
winter.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Right.
hey, levels of winter. All right, I don't care where you look. This winter ain't gonna be the same. I mean, I'm telling you, this winter they're gonna look back and they probably gonna say the same thing like they said about the summertime. This was one of the warmest winters we've
I'm
had.
thinking
in the last 20
about
years.
moving away from here. I'm sick of all this cold weather. I'm thinking
Man, it
about
was just 80
up
some
and out.
degrees in Texas.
And in New Orleans. I
In
was
New
looking
Orleans,
at that
yeah.
yesterday,
They was
like,
kicking it.
ah,
That was kicking it.
man.
Yeah.
I need to be somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
For real, Jermaine. Like on another.
Why it's heating up?
Why am I here? Why
Hey,
is heating
this is where you need to handle business at. Before we get into like the Black History stuff and everything we got going on, in the community and things that's going on across the country, I just want to remind everybody, especially the people that are living in District 3, there is that race, and of course I believe the early voting has started. But remember, you got the race for former and the elected official that passed away, Jonathan Brostraw's seat. This held that he held since 2022. Remember, there's that seat that is open. The candidates again are Josh Anderson, Daniel Bowman, Alex Brower, Franco Ferrante, Aisha Griffin, Brian Juco, Alexander Coastal, and Nasser Musa. So again, that seat is open if you do live in that area. That again is that area like me and Latoya was talking about last week. That's at East Pleasant Street, north to the city limits of East Edgewood Avenue, and from Lake Michigan west to Fratney Street. The district regularly has the highest turnout in city election. So the top two vote getters will advance to a general election on April 1st. Why do you think that's the top area for voter turnout in the city? Toya.
Well, the demographics.
The demographics.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the demographics in that area? More, is it just because it's a mixed group of, you got
Diverse.
diverse groups of white, black,
But
people
that's
with
right
background.
off the downtown area.
Yeah. So,
Nice community
yeah.
off the river
so people have time
and
to
the lake. So
care about the
people
civic
really
engagement
care about their civic engagement
when
and
you
really
stay
involved in their community.
when you stay in a
and
beautiful
staying
area
engaged.
right that. Yeah. Okay.
It ain't so much as being a beautiful area. I just say you can tell how they
I was being
keep their
sarcastic.
area, how they
Yeah.
keep that area up,
Yeah.
that they are engaged and care about their community.
Right. No, it makes sense.
So
Yeah.
I would see how they're civically involved.
Okay. All right. So yeah, again, that is the District 3 candidate seats. Just to remind y'all about that. Of course, you have some other Wisconsin elections going on. You have the spring primary statewide election date is February 18th. The spring general election is April 1st, 2025. And with those seats, I know we talked about that as well. We do have Wisconsin's, I believe that's a superintendent of public instruction seats that are open on there. And then I know there was one more that we were discussing. I know it looks like there's some nonpartisan positions going on, of course, within Dane County, but we were just trying to make sure that we tapped in and let you guys know about what was going on down here, or that, which was going to be affecting the state in Milwaukee, which was that Wisconsin superintendent seat. So if you do have any questions, or if you see anything on here that you are just trying to get some clarity about, you can go to ballotpedia.org and you can check that out. You get in contact with us at Wisconsin Voices. We'll direct you to Joe Dre. He'll make sure that he sets you up with that. And of course, I do want to shout out our team as well. Start off with Latoya because I'm looking at her. And then I'll go to shout out Joe, Nicole, Angelique, and Lanisha. Lanisha, we got to get some work done. I got some ideas that I need to run across you and Latoya for some some civic engagement stuff. Latoya, how are you feeling? What are you thinking about for this week? What are some of the objectives when it comes to just engagement? It's a lot of things going on. What do you feel is a new way that we need to start engaging for this 2025? Is it time to rebrand the way that we engage? And I'm not just saying Wisconsin Voices, but just people in the community, organizations. You've been in this in a while. Do you think it needs to be if it ain't broke, don't fix it?
It is broke. So you definitely gotta fix it.
It's broke. So.
But yeah, it's a lot of new ways that we need to engage, and I feel like we're doing a disservice because we're really not engaging with our youth in the community like we need to. I feel like one of the biggest things we do is like hypocritical. Is we're quick to want to punish, but we don't want to be an example and actually show them how the ways to do better and be better. I say it all the time, we let them play on these games too much and they're not taking life realistically. You have a bunch that do.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot that do. Now, I'm not going to say bunch because that's like a bushel of barrels.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a lot of youth that engage, but you really need to have the more of the masses than not.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like as a community as a whole, like you were just pointing out, that neighborhood has the highest voter turnout.
Yeah.
And as much as we work needed in our communities, and we all feel the lack of real representation,
Mm-hmm.
that we should have a high turnout in our community.
I believe so.
And I feel like we need to engage better on and civic engagement. People think when you say civic engagement, the first thing they think of is voting. And that's an important part of it. But civic engagement is being out there picking up the litter in your community, not being a person that throw the litter down. Out there, when you see something wrong, say something. It's a lot of traffic when we're riding and driving down the road. We got to learn how to respect others in the road and respect the lanes, respect life. That you can I didn't watch plenty of accidents where I'm just sitting at a light and somebody hit another car and they hit a car that's sitting at a light and smack and kill that person. and they're actually just sitting at a light waiting on the light to turn.
Yeah.
So we just gotta do better as a community. So yeah, it's a lot of new ways that we can engage our community and really be impactful for one another. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's Toya's talk session, community talk session. Hey Toya, I was looking at something, and this is for the community. And give us a call after I break down this next topic real quick. This is, of course, we are community based, and like the Toya was saying, we have to, be aware of what and how they're trying to do things in our community. 414-444-5253, 414-444-5250. Midtown Walmart closed in 2016. So a new plan calls for 100 affordable apartments next door. So Milwaukee's underused, and I want to shout out Milwaukee Journal Sentinel for this topic for this article. Milwaukee's underused Midtown Center, including its vacant former Walmart, could get a boost with a new apartment proposal known as Midtown Commons. It's received a preliminary conceptual approval from the Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority. The apartments will be financed in part through federal affordable housing tax credits, which are provided in Wisconsin through an annual competition overseen by the authority. The authority will announce the winners in May. Midtown Commons will feature 100 newly built apartments for families, according to the authority. Developers will be another known developer in the city, Gorman and Company, which are based near Madison, and the Wisconsin Preservation Fund Act. So what they're saying is developers declined to comment on those plans, which apparently will use a vacant lot east of the former Midtown apartment 5825, or excuse me, former Midtown Walmart 5825 West Hope. The executives from Council Bluffs, Iowa-based affordable housing storage, which owns the former Walmart, didn't respond to the Journal Sentinel request for information. So, and of course, this is where the political side kicks in. Alderman Mark Chambers, who is the alderman for that district, whose district includes Midtown, couldn't immediately be reached for comment, but Midtown Apartments proposal would need Plan Commission approval and possibly a Common Council review, said Madison Goldbeck, Department of City Development, Marketing, and Communications Officer. So, yeah, this is more affordable housing. It says developers receiving affordable housing tax credits must provide most of their apartments at below market rents to people generally earning no more than 60% of the area median income. And as we know, we've seen a lot of affordable housing go up across the city. I just want to know, what does the community think about this? 414-444-5253. What do you think about seeing affordable housing go up in the Midtown area? Think about how the Midtown area has been. Think about Capitol Court. Think about the Midtown that we had. Look, I grew up in the Midtown area, right up the street. You know, it's a highly trafficked area for me growing up, even for riding bikes. I remember when I was working at Ernie Von Sladorn when I was 18, I used to drive all the way down into that Midtown to go get the Covers, because I was the first Covers in the city, 05. So, and I remember that for a fact. So that Cover's been there for 20 years, which is nuts to even think about.
Yeah.
That's wild. I used to slap some plates on a car at that Ernie Von in Menominee Falls, and I would slap a plate on anything that had gas in it and drive it right down. Man, I used to take Hemi Durangos and Infinities. Man, I used to take them Infinities off the lot. This is before they was looked at as little Wild Child cars. But yeah, what do y'all think, man? You know, I'm gonna start in studio, and then of course the lines is open for y'all to come holla at us. What do y'all think about Midtown Walmart against 100 apartments?
I am for new development and new housing for the people.
Right.
However, picking that spot, I don't think, and this is just my opinion, I don't think it'll be good. And not saying, that the people that's moving into the area is going to be bad for the area.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, you already have stores and, and things that has already left the area. And if you put housing over there instead of putting stores back and the things that the people need, it's going to make for those people in that area that don't have transportation, even harder, because by you taking the Walmart away, it took away the needs of the people. You know, they need stuff for their housing,
Mhm.
you know, toiletry, all of this stuff. That now you're talking about putting housing in the place of where you had stores.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm just looking out just for the people in the neighborhood that don't have the transportation that others have to go to another Walmart or to another store to get the needs that you need. So I'm just looking at it from that point. Um, Instead of putting housing over there, let's bring back the value and put stores that'll help the community. Um,
And that is how I feel. Not to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
yeah,
Even just looking at this week, people talking about it, and I wanted to get Toya's opinion too. A lot of people don't like the idea.
yeah,
I was on Facebook just reading comments,
yeah,
and it's mixed reviews, but mainly a lot of people. One of the main comments I seen just remind me the reason why I got to or sparked the idea in my head, or what you said was when you talking about the stores where
yeah,
people were saying like, man, well, there go them stores, pretty
Yeah.
much the stores that's there. Like they
yeah.
feel
That's
like,
already there.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
they feel like they go to stores up. Oops.
Well, nobody asked you.
Nobody asked you. So yeah, they were already, in concern with the stores that's already sitting there at the moment. So
And it's not a lot of variety.
yeah, Toy, what you think?
And the same is I would prefer to have more shopping avenues there than housing complex.
Yeah,
I mean, that started out as Capitol Court.
yeah,
And that was where I went to the theater first, well, the movies,
Yeah.
shopping, and I was hoping that it would get revitalized back to
Yeah.
that.
Because
It was
that's what's gonna
okay,
bring the money back
right?
to us.
It was okay closing the Walmart,
Yeah,
but I'm still thinking that that's the thing with why is nothing good enough to be in the inner city?
see, but take this idea. You have a Walmart building that's pretty huge. That if you don't want to bring Walmart back, which is fine, so now you can put like 16, 17 little stores into this building
Mhm.
and make it like a marketplace. You could put restaurants for people that's starting off, things like that. You can give them a brick and mortar. It'll be an opportunity for them to have their stores, their shops in a marketplace that's for us.
and
Mhm.
that's been my. Remember when I was talking about us getting that. That's part of my vision for like the northwest side is
Yeah.
having our own up to date,
Marketplace,
high high
Yeah.
quality marketplace for the
Yeah.
city, not just one where we always got to gravitate.
You can make it
Downtown.
a
Saying something like
African
a
American
Milwaukee Mall.
convention center.
Yeah,
See,
or
but you
just
know how they I don't okay, I'm real careful with how I word this. But with the Milwaukee Mall, it was supposed to be kind of like a marketplace for us. However, some of the stores and stuff that was in that place, it wasn't high end stores. It wasn't,
Right.
it was like,
Yeah.
a duck off. It was like a swap meet.
yeah, it's more like a swap meet area for
See what
sure.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
you go in there and get a Cuckoo Cow
Yeah,
mixtape and get
yeah,
you some
yeah.
something crazy.
yeah, something crazy, and it was good, and
Yeah.
it was like okay, and you had people that would take our money but would sell us the bootleg Jordans.
Yeah.
Like the Jordans on there that's reaching out, whatever.
Yeah.
But he got a BBW.
Yeah,
And it's like,
Yeah.
man, these ain't the real Jordans. Like,
yeah,
like the Y Jordan got cheeks.
right.
So
No, for
it's
real.
almost like it's almost like
Getting the knockoff, the true
Right.
knockoffs.
I'm just saying. So it's like we need a real marketplace that can bring value, as the guys say, bring value
Right.
back into the area.
Yeah,
Mhm.
what y'all think? 414-444-5253. We are in WNOV Being Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices. Just talking about how you guys see that Midtown apartment area. Again, if you're missing it, you just tune in. What I was saying is that Midtown Walmart closed in 2016. So they're there's a plan to put affordable housing in that area. So give us a call. We're gonna take a break real quick, and we're gonna come back. Look like it's about time for that. Be a Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices. Latoya and Brian in the building with the crew at WNOV. We'll see you guys in about 2 minutes flat.
Democracy in Wisconsin by fighting voter suppression, promoting voting rights, and ensuring fair elections for all. Teaching advocacy. Teaching advocacy empowers and educates advocates in Wisconsin by offering training, resources, and support to enhance their skills, fostering a more informed and effective advocacy community for social and economic change. Building community. Wisconsin Voices builds strong communities for a healthy democracy by collaborating with diverse partners, creating networks for positive change, and fostering a sense of belonging and common purpose. Learn more about Wisconsin Voices by going to wisconsinvoices.org. Learn more about what our partners are doing by visiting the events calendar. Listen to recent episodes by going to our podcast and radio. Get involved today.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices Be a Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org.
860 AM, 106.5 FM. WNOV, The Voice.
Well, hey, welcome back. Be a Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices, WNOV 860, 106.5 FM. You're with Brian Sanders, lead organizer at Wisconsin Voices, with
Latoya, director organizing and partnership.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Hey, you know this. Y'all a trip. You know this Black History.
The trip.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all a trip. Off mic, y'all is a trip. So we back on subject. You know, it's Black History Month. We always want to highlight not just the national leaders in innovation and, you know, paving the way for civic feats or whatever accomplishments they might have had. We also want to acknowledge local people too. So I'm gonna you know, just be slightly biased and go ahead and shout out one of the first Milwaukee folks that I want to shout out that's close to me, super close, but I just want to shout out because I haven't seen him in a while. Mr. Cleo Adams of Adams Auto Body has been a neighborhood staple for more than 58 years. So I just wanted to shout out Mr. Cleo. He has been in that same location since 1970. He's the owner of Adams Auto Body, which is located on the corner of 5th and Center in Brownsville. You know, he's old school guy, been doing things in the community for a long time. Now Mr. Adams is 87 years old and concedes that most people his age have retired. You know that, but he still keeps going. I'm living proof to that. I see my uncle down there doing his thing. He likes to go down there and get his work in, and that's that work ethic that him and his brother had, which is my late grandfather, Howard Adams. That strong work ethic that they had. And he's quoted saying right here, I get to come down here 5 days a week, deal with a little aggravation, get a little exercise. And I guess I always had a strong work ethic. Even as a child in Mississippi, we didn't have enough corn. I picked cotton. So of course they relocated to Tennessee. before he started high school. After he graduated, he relocated from Memphis to pursue a degree in auto body repair from a vocational school in Kansas City. He was inspired by an uncle who was in the line of work himself and convinced Mr. Adams that it might be a good opportunity for him as well. Growing up, I was always the best mechanic in the family. He said if something broke, like my mother's foot power sewing machine, he'd fix it. So after graduating from vocational school, he relocated to Milwaukee in 1959 when he was hired by American Motors. A special delivery telegram was waiting for him and the good news of his Milwaukee address by the time he got home from his interview. It looked like he saved up some money, and right there he acquired some tools and decided to take over the lease on an existing auto body shop in 1966 on 10th Street, North Ave, but he outgrew the location 4 years later. He said throughout 58 profitable years in business, he has generally avoided loan payments, with this one exception being a now retired mortgage to buy the current building where he became available for sale a while ago. So Adams is old school in that you won't find a lot of expensive high-tech equipment in there. You definitely won't. He's been doing his thing. You know, he had a solid crew that he's been working with off and on for years. And Mr. Adams, Uncle Cleo, if you're listening, just want to shout you out and say you are a part of Milwaukee's Black history. And we just want to give you a little recognition, not only through WNOB, but Wisconsin Voices as well. I do want to go and shout out the women of this month for Black history. Also, I want to shout out Patricia Bath. She's a laser. She created the laser FICO, I think it's FICO, cataract surgery machine. So she invented a laser FICO, a new device and technique to remove cataracts. Her name is Patricia Bath, by the way. Last name B-A-T-H. It performed all steps of cataract removal, making the incision, destroying the lens, and vacuuming out the fractured pieces. Bath is recognized as the first Black woman physician to receive a medical patent. After completing her ophthalmology residency at New York University, Bath completed a corneal transplant surgery fellowship at Columbia University. While a fellow, she was recruited by UCLA Medical Center and Charles R. Drew University to co-found the ophthalmology residency program at the Martin Luther King Jr. Hospital. She didn't begin her career at UCLA, becoming the first woman ophthalmologist at the faculty of its prestigious Jules Stein Eye Institute. She was appointed assistant chief of the King Drew UCLA ophthalmology residency in 1974 and chief in 1983. Now, as far as her device, Bath conceived her laser FICO, I think it's called, or FACO device in 1981. Published her first paper in 1987 and had her first U.S. patent in 1988. Her minimally invasive device was used in Europe and Asia by 2000. So I thought that was pretty dope. You know, Black women creating a machine that help with cataracts and removing cataracts. And, you know, we know people personally in our lives who had cataracts removed. I'm sure y'all do. So I just want to shout out those two people, those innovators and entrepreneurs in Black history. Okay, we're back. Talk about Midtown. We got any callers, y'all? What do you think? What do you think? This Midtown thing. Oh, I want to give y'all some of these because this is all about community, right? So I wanted y'all to hear some of these comments that we had about this Midtown. Since we don't got y'all calling in, we will have the folks from the community on the internet telling y'all what they think about this. And like I said, it was a mixed group of conversations and responses. One of the first ones was, "Dang, why y'all can't laugh out loud? Take this as a positive sign." So, dang, Jermaine, why you can't take that as a positive sign, man? Another one, somebody said, and I don't think they understand, but she gonna say gentrification. I was like, oh, Poe baby, she gonna need to. Poe baby, you don't even understand gentrification. They not gonna just smack you right there in Midtown. It's already, it's already folk. Well, it ain't even gentrified. It's already folks over there in different groups. It's not just
diverse.
It's maybe majority Black, but it's still groups of
Jewish
Asians, whites, sitting on the outskirts.
Diverse.
So you still got So that's not the first signs of gentrification from Miss Destiny Monet. Somebody said it's 1 million apartments everywhere already. Definitely don't need any more. They make them all look like jails to me.
They
The way they build them.
same. And you know, I heard you say that if this do go through, that it'll be some people outside of Madison that'll be coming in and
Yeah, you know, that's the Gorman Group. They do a lot of they do majority of those low incomes. Now, if you ride past them and you see them, you'll see Gorman.
yeah, but I mean, but don't we have people
Construction.
here,
Yeah, you definitely got folks.
black owned? That
Yes, you got JCP. You got a couple other ones.
Elam, is it Elam? I forgot.
I know
name.
y'all interviewed a couple people.
Yeah.
When I just sit here watching at home, watching
Yeah.
WNMV, I see y'all
Yeah.
interview people as
Yeah,
well.
the young man, I forgot his name, but I know that he has a company, and I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the thing, though. You know, I think that is some of these contracts always go to the big white majority contractors in the state, especially locally in Milwaukee. You don't see too many black construction companies leading leading big builds. You'll see them on smaller contracts, and that's just like the politics of this too, because you know you got to have all your T's and I's, you know, T's crossed, I's, you know, your I's
Sometimes,
dotted.
man, they how they T's crossing I's dotted,
And they
but
still
because
and they blackball them away from it. That's all I was about to say. All right,
You got a caller on the air.
caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, about Capitol Court. Look, I don't think the apartment should go up in the middle of there, over there by where I remember Walmart being.
Yeah.
But the part about this Gorman company, even the sidewalks you'll see when they were replaced, they're out of town people. We hardly getting any local businesses here. And I think the city needs to, rethink their policy makings of getting somebody from out of town to do things in the city.
Yep.
And I think more people need to be engaged when the council is going to vote on that. I don't live in Mark Chambers area, but I do have relatives that live over in that area.
Me too.
So I'm saying that'll be detriment, and they live in the home part across the street from, and they'd rather see. I know this for a fact. I'd rather see some more businesses in Capitol Court.
Right.
Yes, and I'd rather see, I don't know. I guess a Chapman's or I'm not asking for a Target. I'm not asking for that because Target has been in there when it was when it was a mall.
Yeah, I got my first mall back from there.
Yeah, right. So we have good memories of that, and whatever drove them out. Well, if you just have to lock your stuff down and make your money, and you can't get the product, and you pay me cash and show me something, then you can get your stuff. I mean, it's a way to do business with anybody after you've fallen down nationally with your products or something, with your franchise. But what I'm getting at is why do you keep offering people outside of Milwaukee to do something, and you have a Madison-based company or Minnesota or wherever it is? I'm not sure what policies they're making in City Hall. I understand that. But people really need to be more engaged with getting in contact with it. Well, can't you get 2 or 3 people to do something? And can't you move it somewhere else and get another, but people, and if you see what's happening with some of the, I guess, low, moderate income things that they're trying to build, and you just want to slap people anywhere, why would you put it in the middle of Capitol Court? I mean, there's enough of that going on now. You've had trouble with HCM or something like that with the city before Willie Hines left. Things weren't being taken care of in these senior places, and low income housing weren't being taken care of. And then it's a whole lot of, like I said, sometimes this stuff wouldn't be going on if people would be engaged with their city, county officials when people start making these deals with these people, and be more conscientious about being in touched.
Yeah.
And touch it. And if you just pick up the telephone and call them, or, you got 5G on your phone, you can email them. I'm not sure why everybody's being so lazy. Here we are in 2025, and people are still pulling from the agencies, like the people that are on the radio now, trying to get people engaged, especially the young people that need to know what policy makings are happening to them in their community. I'm not sure what's going on, but I don't think they need to build that up in the middle of there. I mean, I'll be calling somebody telling them, look, no. You know, that's my
I'm
answer
with you
to
on
it.
that because I'm calling my alderman and county supervisor in that area and letting them know. I don't think we need houses in that area. We need more businesses. And then to really think about that, to make that argument for stores and their merchandise, you got Farmer's Mill in there, and they've been there for some years, and they have nice price and clothing, and haven't had a problem. They have a security guard at the door. You ain't just gonna walk out of there with their merchandise. They even have stuff in their hallway. So you can make it where people can come in your store and not steal your merchandise.
Right.
And it's sad that people do that too, because it affects us all. But you have this Walmart on East Capitol that's been here forever, that people steal out of or shop at, but they still got it there.
But people steal because they need.
Yeah.
And if you
In
don't
some
supply, and if you don't,
in some cases, like it can.
Some
To
people
be
just
real
some
with
people
it, she
just
right.
want it because you got the people that's the sickest
somebody
too.
will try you no matter what.
You got some people just like to do it because of the thrill.
Come on. But I'm talking
The
about
thrill, and
engagement.
some people do it for addiction, so they can get so they can buy they drugs of habit.
Right.
So
I'm trying to
it's
stay
all
away
type
from that
of
one,
ways.
but you're right.
It's all type. Well, I keep it real.
Yeah, I know.
It's all type of
I know
that you could control the merchandise coming out your store. But thank you so much for calling, man. We appreciate your comment.
Well, thanks for letting me share.
No problem.
Thanks for listening all the time. We appreciate y'all for calling in like that.
We have another caller on the air. Caller, you on the air?
Yes, I was calling about building Walmarts over here. I mean, building apartment buildings over here on Capitol Court.
Are you a
we
lady from the community?
need a shopping center over here. I'm a senior, and you know you got to get out of the area and go where you need to go, and it's hard for people that don't have a car.
Yes, ma'am. So you live in the area then, correct?
Yeah, 60th and Hampton.
Oh yeah, you right there. You smack
so it's
dab
right there, smack dead in that area that it'll affect you. And it's not saying that we don't need more apartments in the community, but in that area, that was always a shopping center area. So why not bring more retail stores back?
Yeah, because I used to get up early in the morning, go to Walmart and get what I needed, you know, and sometimes, you know, you could walk there.
Yes. When it's nice
now
out, yes.
I'm a senior. I don't have a car. You know, so there's nothing over here basically to do your shopping. You got to get a ride or whatever.
Right.
I think there's enough of those atrocious looking apartment buildings. I call them warehouses just for seniors.
And that is really true. And it ain't, to be honest with you, it ain't even just for seniors. And because a lot of them are low income. So it's just like a place where you just keeping a certain amount of people and you label it that low income, so they know that these are the people
the type of people going to attract.
And it's just like, and I'm not saying a person that get a low income house is unattractable. I'm literally saying that we need more in our community than low income housing. We need retail stores like this lady just highlighted. We don't have many shopping stores where you can get fresh varieties of food. We don't have a lot of retail stores. You're taking all the pharmacies. So but the main thing you keep up and stay in our neighborhood is liquor stores and churches.
Yes, because I've been over here for 33 years, and Walmart basically had been there. I'm not saying Walmart, but something similar that we can go to the store, buy what we need. I mean, it's basically like you just can't get nothing.
Thank
over
you
here,
for
you
your
gotta
comment.
Go out. You got to go out of the area.
Mm-hmm.
And now on building, they talking about building a strip mall over here.
Yeah.
And it's just not good for seniors or anybody over here.
Well, you're right.
So,
thank you for your comment.
Thank you, LaToya.
You welcome.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I have to completely agree with her because again, for those that are senior citizens, it's hard for them to get on that bus. It's hard for them to call for rides and get around.
Yeah.
And when you were so used to going right across the street, or sending your
Or like
your
she said,
grandkids
that's
across
like
the
a
street to get
healthy
something.
walk
Yeah,
to a walking distance. And when you really, really go on the south side and dove into these neighborhoods on the south side, they have a lot of shopping areas
yeah.
and walking
Walking,
yeah,
walking
areas,
distance. Yeah.
walking distance
You're
in
right.
areas where people in the
Right.
community that live in residential areas, they have somewhere they can literally walk to go to a shopping center that has a variety of things. And it's just like, it's sad that you constantly use every excuse for the inner city high retail theft. Okay, so why is the stores that's there maintaining?
Now, I do have to say this because there is a whole dynamic that's in play. The majority of the people, now, some people just steal just because, but the majority of people that do steal are stealing because they need something. And again, it's hard to even judge what a person need and want because we don't know. But if you look at just the area and how some people are carrying themselves, so you can tell that there's a need for something.
Yeah.
And putting an apartment building over there is not going to meet the needs of the people.
Yeah. We need other options outside of that, other resource avenues and ways for entrepreneurs to get back to their community as well, that want to stay in that Midtown area, that want to work and want to develop in that Midtown area. So many opportunities. It needs to be like you said, a marketplace put there, and we need to do like some type of other trainings. We need to bring in and let somebody who's highly skilled in our city, whether they're in tech, whether in cybersecurity, whether in some type of technical manufacturing, whether in some type of whatever, we need to let them get a spot over there and let them build. We need to also have a marketplace for Black businesses and businesses alike that enjoy and love the north side and northwest side of Milwaukee. And we can get private security companies to come over there, and we can really tighten up and take back our areas if we really get the money and the funding to put these areas, to do this in our areas.
And
We're not
also,
trying
I
to give
want
up
to
on
say
the
something
northwest
else
side
too.
one bit.
I want to say something else too. It's some areas in Milwaukee that you have the whole block of houses knocked down. You literally have areas where residential areas are getting sketchy.
I know where you're getting to. Right.
So put houses there.
Thank you. And you can put nice, affordable housing.
Because over there where it is, you don't have very many houses that's vacant, or very many houses that's knocked down, or lots in your areas where there's no houses, or a whole block of houses knocked down.
Right.
So why don't you put houses where houses is needed in those areas? What would be the point to put a house in a shopping center?
I totally agree. Because I really honestly think, man, that they know that if they put it over there, how the landscape of the area is going to change tremendously. So like all of those stores that's over in that area, eventually they're going to move out. So you will lose.
There's no housing crisis in that area. Yeah. The areas where there's housing crisis, why wouldn't you put housing in that area? I mean, that's just the biggest point. And that's why, and I like what the young lady said when she called about, we need to be more involved in the decision making in our communities. Because some of this stuff, and then you're having outside contractors from other cities, which that's not going to be any jobs for the people of this city to even build. So there's nothing about this that's productive for our communities. Because in that area, you don't need housing. You still have the majority of the housing there that's there. But areas where you need housing, you're not developing anything in those areas. You just got big fields that you're making gardens. and then you're bringing outside contractors to do this. It's just like we need to be more invested in our community and the decision making in our community, and show them we care about our community and what's being done to our community, and it probably would matter more.
Well, on the flip side, thank you, Toy. Just keeping along the lines of areas in our community that are being developed. Brown Deer Shopping Center development makes a progress as well. So the marketplace in Collar, we're gonna get right to you. The marketplace of Brown Deer, there's new buzz in the village. So the village approved signage for a multi-million-dollar development, could send a burst of new life to an old area. A new life to old area right off of Green Bay. You know, so the area that was, again, another area that was high in theft. I know that because I've seen and heard of the theft situations there. This is where Kohl's, Burlington, Ross, all those stores at. So what they're doing now, this project includes a nearly 130,000 square foot yet to be named retailer, major retailer, but that's not all. So we know the marketplace of Brown Deer on Brown Deer's northeast side of Green Bay and Brown Deer Roads could soon be getting a much needed makeover. Again, this is credit to Fox 6. Over the years, stores have, came and gone from there. So the renderings showed to be named, show a big box store, while restaurants, retail, and housing will make up the rest of the space. So on Monday, the Village Building Board approved signage for the project, and I'll come back to talk about that in a minute. But it looks like we have another caller on the air. Caller, you're on Be a Voice Radio with Wisconsin Voices.
Hi, I was calling in. I was listening to you guys this morning, and I really appreciate, the talk that you guys are having about, what's going on in our community in the Midtown area. I'm a resident from that area, and what my concern is these people that are continuing to be licensed to come in our community, to set up shop that don't look like us, that's not us, but they steady being allowed to come in our communities and set up shop and take the resources out of our community back to theirs.
Right.
And this stuff has got to stop.
Yeah.
We agree with you. The black dollar in this community don't last no more than 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem. And it needs to be somebody, when they go into city council to get licensed, it need to be somebody regularly there objecting to that.
Yes. Yeah. It needs to be us. You, me. It needs to be us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And this is why we bring in attention to it, so we know, so the community can listen, take in how they feel about it, and get to the point where, and thank you for calling. We appreciate you too. We're just trying to make sure we get our people in line. But individuals like yourself being able to call in, let us know how you feel about it, so we can collectively have the community go to where they need to go, whether it's Common Council downtown or speak to somebody that's a representative.
Common Council, your alderman, your mayor.
Yep.
We need to start being involved in our community. When they have these development meetings, we need to be there. Yeah. We have another caller on the air. Caller, you on the air?
Oh, thank you.
You got to turn your speaker down.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
You good.
Okay, here's the deal. This whole situation with how this is set up is from the black community. When you voted Mayor Cavalier Johnson into office, if the Bucks need to move, I'm making this real quick. If the Bucks or the Brewers need whatever they need, we're going to take care of that. When you voted Cavalier Johnson as mayor of Milwaukee, that's what happened. There's no need for Midtown to look like a shell of it looks like a Baghdad. Okay, you got a warehouse there with just nothing in it. The people of Milwaukee have the power to have changed that, but you voted a mayor in that the white people are in control of him. So when you see these segments where you can't get the shopping centers and the seniors can't get to where they need to go and the Walmarts need to where they go, why do you think East Capitol is always going to be protected with that Walmart? It's in that district area that's going to be protected. Cavalier Johnson does not care about the central city of Milwaukee and the housing situation. But there again, everything is black. Think about it. Think about it in closing. It's black, black. Oh, we got a black man. Okay, he has done jack nothing for the central city of Milwaukee. He has no intentions of making things and putting his footprint down. If Donald Trump can put his footprint down, why can't he put his footprint down on the city of Milwaukee? But you guys voted for this Negro. Bye.
Thank you for your comment. And I appreciate your point, but let's not be so aggressive with one another. We're having conversations to understand where the state of our community, and you are right that it takes. I didn't say this over and over again on this radio all day, every day. I don't vote for nobody because they black. And to highlight your point, he was the alderman in that area, in that district, in that same district. So he should have ideas on more than a apartment building on how to revitalize that area, if nothing else.
I agree.
But then you have a new alderman over there as well. But he could work with him because that was his initial aldermanic district.
And that would be the perfect way for them to create a new look for that area.
Right.
If they both care about it, which I care about that area. Truly, I've spent a lot of time in that area all my life, from even before I moved up there, and I was still living on 19th at Hampton. So, now as if for the last 25, 26 years, being in there over there, thriving in that area, having different events, doing things at Marshall High School, driver's ed, at all these things I've done in that area, and what I can see what could be used over there now. I mean, you could even have a program that's running something for a technicals program for kids out of Marshall High School. You could have a setup spot for them to have a technical trade location right there.
You could have used that building for after school program.
After school program.
Like you could have.
We talking about
arcade,
or even since we
a bowling arena,
looking at the educational
Black
system,
people like to do some of the cool act stuff too. My bad, man. We like to do some of the cool stuff too on the other side of town. We can put all type of stuff in that area. My bad, Jermaine. Go ahead. What you saying? Nah.
I was just saying. I mean, they gotta do something with it, man.
Yeah.
Something that's worthy.
Yeah,
that makes some sense. But we're gonna go to a break.
Quick break, then I'll come back and talk about Brown Deer, what Brown Deer got going on, and see how they're using their space for development.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices, BA Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org.
Hey Milwaukee, tune in to BA Voice Radio, discussing the latest local and national community and civic topics that matter to you the most. Every Monday and Tuesday at 11 a.m. on 860 WNOV and 106.5 FM.
Wisconsin Voice's 3 pillars are protecting democracy. Your vote is your voice. Wisconsin Voices works to protect democracy in Wisconsin by fighting voter suppression, promoting voting rights, and ensuring fair elections for all. Teaching advocacy. Teaching advocacy empowers and educates advocates in Wisconsin by offering training, resources, and support to enhance their skills, fostering a more informed and effective advocacy community for social and economic change. Building community. Wisconsin Voices builds strong communities for a healthy democracy by collaborating with diverse partners, creating networks for positive change, and fostering a sense of belonging and common purpose. Learn more about Wisconsin Voices by going to wisconsinvoices.org. Learn more about what our partners are doing by visiting the events calendar. Listen to recent episodes by going to our podcast and radio. Get involved today.
860 AM 106.5 FM. WNOV. The Voice.
All right, y'all. Just to kind of wrap it up, what we were talking about. Thank y'all for calling in, talking about the this developments we were looking at, what was going on in the city. So, like we were saying, Brown Deer is using their area. They're gonna be more resourceful. They're gonna put up some big box stores and some restaurants. We'll probably talk more about that and other topics. And you know, we're looking at developers. They're again another outside developer. This one is outside of the whole state. They're using a Nebraska developer called Wisania. That's heading up this development. So I guess we just need to look at
we need to start talking to
Milwaukee
our
County.
aldermen and our county
That's Milwaukee
supervisors.
County, and that's city of Milwaukee County.
County.
We need y'all to start bringing in and looking at development in the city. Thank you, and that's today's show. I think it went pretty well. Thank y'all for calling in, and you're on Be a Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices, 860 WNOB 106.5 FM.